Welcome to Accounting 202, Principles of Accounting 2 Online. I'm your accounting professor, Rex Jacobson. It's my pleasure and privilege to guide you in this class. In Principles of Accounting 1, we got the big picture of accounting, learning about the accounting equation, the accounting cycle, debits, credits, and financial statements such as the income statement and the balance sheet, whose formula is based on the accounting equation. That class also emphasized the left side of the balance sheet, namely assets such as cash, receivables, and plant assets, also known as long-term assets, such as vehicles, buildings, and land. We also took a deep dive into depreciation. So now let's talk about this class's topics. We'll do a lot of work with the right side of the balance sheet. We'll learn more about current liabilities that go beyond just accounts payable. We'll also learn about long-term liabilities such as mortgages and bonds. We'll also learn about equity, but instead of owner's equity of a sole proprietorship, something we learned in Principles of Accounting 1, we'll learn about the equity of corporations, which will include topics such as stocks and stock splits. Then we'll spend a full chapter learning about the fourth financial statement, the statement of cash flows. And we'll finish up with a chapter about financial statement analysis. People analyze financial statements for several reasons, so here are some of them. Investors use financial statement analysis to determine if they should buy a particular company's stock. I use financial statement analysis extensively in my investment business. Another use, if a company is thinking of letting another company buy from them on account, they should definitely use financial statement analysis to determine if it's likely that company will pay them back. And banks obviously use financial statement analysis to determine if they should loan a company money. And if you're ever thinking of buying a company, you definitely should use financial statement analysis to see if you should buy the company. So that covers what we're doing in Accounting 202. Let's talk about the textbook next. We'll be using the same textbook we use for Principles of Accounting 1. This book is also used for Principles of Accounting 3 and Intro to Accounting 1 and 2. We'll also be using myaccountinglab.com for homework and tests. More on that later, but if you buy the book new from the college's bookstore, you get 12 months of access to myaccountinglab.com. Of course, if you had Principles of Accounting 1 with us at this college, you won't need to buy another book. You just continue to use the same book and the same myaccountinglab.com access. And obviously, since this is Principles of Accounting 2, the prerequisite is Principles of Accounting 1 or instructor permission. So how is this class organized? How is the material presented? How do you interface with it and submit assignments? Well, our online Accounting 202 class will be conducted on two websites, Canvas, which is shown on the left, and myaccountinglab.com, which is shown on the right. First, let's talk about Canvas on the left. It's accessed by going to lwtech.instructure.com. Notice there is no www in front of the LWTech part of the address. You can also find the link to the Canvas site through the school's website, and that's how most students get there. To log in, enter your full LWTech email address, which uses this format. Your password is initially set to your birth date, which uses this format, 2-digit month, 2-digit day, 2-digit year. If you were born in January, you would enter 01 for the month. If you're having trouble logging in, you can reset your password by going to my.lwtech.edu. If you still can't log in, you can call the student help desk or you can email them. In this class, one of the things Canvas will be used for is messaging, which can be accessed here. I often send out clarifications, reminders, and notices of schedule changes via Canvas email. As this is our only method of communication in this online class, it's your responsibility to check it daily. I will definitely do the same. In fact, I have the Canvas messages forwarded to my home email, which I can access on my phone. So don't be surprised if you get a quick reply from me. If you want to know how to forward Canvas email to your home email, you can find the instructions in my Canvas Tips module. In case you haven't used Canvas before, let's see how it works. To see what's in the Chapter 11 module, for example, I would simply click here on the little triangle, which would open up the module and give us this view. Now that the Chapter 11 module is open, you can see everything in it. Besides messaging, probably the biggest reason we use Canvas is it contains the links to our recorded mini lectures. You can see that the Canvas module for Chapter 11 contains 4 mini lectures. I try to keep these relatively short so we have time to practice what we've learned in the lesson. The more we practice, the better our understanding and confidence. If you practice enough, it becomes very easy. And how do we practice it? By watching recorded homework demonstrations where I take you through almost all the homework step by step. And how do we practice it? By watching recorded homework demonstrations where I take you through almost all the homework step by step. For Chapter 11, here are the recorded homework demos. For Chapter 11, here are the recorded homework demos. For example, the first homework demonstration is exercise 1114 and is about recording sales tax. Now, if we click on the small triangle by the Chapter 11 module, we can close the module, so then we can go back to seeing more modules in Canvas. Now, if we click on the small triangle by the Chapter 11 module, we close the module so we can go back to seeing more modules in Canvas. Now we can see the first 6 modules again. But I want to draw your attention to another big part of using Canvas, my recommended study schedule. The first one happens to be for Chapter 11 and Chapter 14 because those 2 chapters will be on the first test. If I click on this small triangle to open the module, I then get this view. If we then click here, we get this view. So here is the suggested study schedule, but it's small, so it's very important to click here to download the suggested study schedule so we can see the whole thing. So now we can see the suggested study schedule. If you follow it, you only have about 10 to 15 minutes of video lectures and homework demonstrations to watch per day. Also, don't forget to allow time for reading the textbook. Most students read the chapter before watching the videos. My suggested study schedule also usually gives you 3 to 4 full days to complete the practice test and the test. Of course, it's recommended that you work ahead so you don't miss any deadlines and avoid late penalties. Students who wait until the last minute to work on assignments often run into unforeseen obstacles such as a power outage or loss of internet connection and therefore do not receive the maximum points for their assignments. A big part of success in a career is the ability to meet deadlines. Procrastination is your enemy. All the assignments are now open in myaccountinglab.com, so you could theoretically finish the quarter in a couple of weeks if you were motivated, and many students have done so. So just start at the top of each module and watch the mini lectures and homework demonstration videos. Of course, when I'm demonstrating the homework in the videos, I'll be using myaccountinglab.com to solve the exercises and problems. So let's talk about myaccountinglab.com next. So we've talked about Canvas. Now we're going to talk about myaccountinglab.com, the website where we work on homework, practice tests, and tests. As mentioned earlier, we'll be using myaccountinglab.com for homework and tests. Let's talk about how to access myaccountinglab. The myaccountinglab access code comes with new textbooks purchased from the LW Tech bookstore. This class uses the same book as Principles of Accounting 1, so there is no need to purchase a book for this class, assuming you took Principles of Accounting 1 at LW Tech. If you're new to LW Tech and need to buy the book, but want to buy it used, be aware that you will not get a My Accounting Lab access code. In that case, you'll need to purchase access directly from myaccountinglab.com. I have made a separate video showing you how to register for My Accounting Lab. That video also shows you how to purchase access to My Accounting Lab directly on their site, in case you don't have an access code that comes with new textbooks. My Accounting Lab access lasts for 12 months, so if you already have used My Accounting Lab before and your 12 months haven't run out, make sure you do not register for a new account. Simply log into your old account and use its access. I've also created a separate video showing you how to enroll in this quarter's My Accounting Lab course if you already have a My Accounting Lab account. So all of our homework, practice tests, and tests will be on myaccountinglab.com. And I will demonstrate almost all the My Accounting Lab homework for you. You can find these video demos on Canvas. Most of the homework has two versions. The one that I demonstrate for you, and you work along with me at the same time, and a second version of the same problem with random numbers that you then do on your own. You get more points for completing the second version that you do on your own. Homework is untimed, so take as long as you need to complete it, but of course you still have to meet the deadline. You get unlimited attempts at the homework up until the deadline. Obviously, students who practice the homework the most get the highest scores. If you attempt a homework problem multiple times, My Accounting Lab records your highest score. And My Accounting Lab has a feature for homework called Help Me Solve This. It's a very cool feature, and I demonstrate it for you in another video. My Accounting Lab has several helpful features to help you learn accounting. I certainly wish My Accounting Lab was available when I was an accounting student. Practice tests are also found on My Accounting Lab. These are required assignments, and they are timed. The time limit is the same as the test, so that you get practice doing the test in the proper time limit. Just like the homework, there are unlimited attempts at the practice test up until the deadline, and your highest score is recorded. And finally, tests are also found on My Accounting Lab and are timed. And of course, there's only one attempt per test. Test questions and practice test questions come from the homework, so there won't be any surprises on the test as long as you've finished the homework and the practice test. When I was a student, professors often tested us on concepts that were never discussed in class. I won't do this to you.